sorry I'm late, guys. Q222. QRZ 222. K6 MYC Bozo Net. Beaming the Bay Area, kind of aimed at Santa Cruz at the moment. Santa Cruz, K6 MYC Bozo Net. Oh, KW6S, KW6 Sugar, K6 MYC. Oh, nothing heard out of Santa Cruz. Okay, we'll go back to the Bay Area then.
This is Kilo 6, Whiskey India Sugar.
I hear you, Paul. Good evening to you, K6WIS, K6MYC. You're sounding good over here tonight on the scatter pat. Go ahead.
Hey, good evening, Mike. You're 5x4, pretty standard signal on the bound path, and I have the two usual Clear Lake folks to relay logins for. That will be KA6OSX, Kent, and N1PPP, Dave. Over.
Okay, got him. 160 and 336, and yourself 637. Good deal. I heard Dave a little bit the other night. I heard him on 2 meters, and he came in. He wasn't real strong, but he did tell me everybody was there, and he also checked in Dennis. I don't know what Dennis is doing. He's been coming up real early and then going away. I don't know whether he's under the weather or what, but he hasn't checked in. He's been sort of checking in by osmosis, so the guys that normally he checks in have been checking him in. Go figure. Over.
Okay. I haven't heard Dennis on 2 meters for a while. 432 actually, the 70 centimeter band. Unless I'm on.
Well, he's got 432. He does not have this band, of course, but he's got 2 meters. He's big on both 432 and 2 meters. And that's about all he checks in with, but he hasn't been on lately. We got a couple of fellows down here under the weather with COVID. KM6 Sugar Radio Rob 432 has got COVID. And WA6 OIB, Ken WA6 OIB has COVID. They caught it from another Bozo member. Marcus, I don't remember Marcus's number, but they were over at Marcus's in Fresno, and apparently he had it, so everybody's suffering right now. Anyway, you're holding pretty nicely. I did not hear Tom, and I'm just a couple of minutes late here, but not too bad. We were eating dinner, and I just was finishing up and trying to get the last bite in, but I had to give up on that. Anyway, the world is still in one piece, but I'm not sure how long it's going to stay that way. K6WIS, K6MYC.
KW6S, 610.
Who is that?
Mike, and good evening, Paul. Good signal down here.
610. Hey, thanks, Frank.
Oh, no problem, Paul. KD6S, okay. You sound great tonight. Good signal conditions all the way around.
You're 5.3 to 5.4 here. Pretty good signals here, Frank. K6WIS.
Thank you, Paul. All right, I'll say 7.3 because I know Mike's running the net. Good evening, Mike.
No, we're copying you fine, Fred. A good signal tonight, better than average. So let me just see. I also thought I heard in the mix there. I thought I heard KW6S, but with Paul's call in there, it's so similar that I may have missed it. So let me just see. KW6 Sugar, Tom. KW6 Sugar, are you here?
K6MYC, KW6S, 610.
I got you. Go ahead. I'm a little bit north of you, but good enough for me. Are you okay with my signal?
Yeah, not down a little bit, but not a problem at all. Yeah, not much going on here. Just looking forward to working more people. It sounds like already you're maybe finding a few on 220 here, and I'll get you on 6 a little bit later.
Yeah, sure liable to do that. The 6-meter radio is already fired up. It's pointed up toward Nevada and ready to go there. The band is very noisy, although it looks like it's quieted down now. Boy, it was terrible through the day. I've got 2 sources. I'm pretty sure I'm suffering with my neighbor and his solar system. But I also have now more noise sources on all the way up to 222. It was on this band earlier. I could watch it on the scope on 6 meters, and the pulses and the noise bursts were coming in identical pattern, and timing was right on when I was watching it on 6 meters on the scope. So the noise, whatever that source is going all the way up to 220. Pretty awful. I may have to call PG&E out here. I thought some of this stuff would go away when the cool weather came. That was about 80. Might have been as much as 85 today, but mostly in the sun. I don't think it was quite that hot. But I did do some painting today. I've been working on I have an old orchard trailer, that I've been putting a new deck on. And I got it finished today and painted it, but it was pretty warm out there in the sun. I had bright sun on me while I was doing it. Anyway, good to hear you, Tom, and we'll see you on 6 in a few minutes. Let me shoot it back through Fred and get any final word from Fred on the world condition, and then we'll go from there. KW6S signing, KD6SOK to take it, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, yeah, you sound great. Good signals tonight. Yeah, the cold weather doesn't improve 2 meters for me, so I'm not even going to worry about it anymore. Just going to unplug it. So you sound good. I think 220 and above is where it's at. So, and this is a great band. Sorry to hear everybody else is sick with COVID. That's not a good thing. But so far I'm still healthy. So, and that is a good thing. So back to you, Mike. KD6, that's okay.
Yeah, well, you're very lucky. Ken Holden, WA6OIB, has had it about 5 times now, and he unfortunately was forced to take the medicine that they gave him when he was on a boat cruise, and that is bad stuff because it keeps making you. You get over COVID with this stuff, and then about a month later you get it again. You're very susceptible to recover. You don't build up any immune system, apparently, to it, and you get it again and again. It's called long COVID. You may have heard the term long COVID, and it's not a good kind to get. Also, Rob has it. You don't hear Rob very often over here, but Rob is not on 220, of course. KM6 Sugar Radio, and he's the one that helps me with the net here. So Rob has it also. They were jointly with another fellow that had it, and that's where it came from. Anyway, we'll let you go, Fred. Thanks much, and if you could do it, check in on 6 meters in a few minutes, but otherwise we'll see you on 1296 perhaps tomorrow. KD6SOK with an outstanding signal tonight, K6MYC for your final.
Oh, thank you, Mike. Yeah, you came up almost to 30 over 9. We had amazing, really amazing conditions tonight. That band's going up and down a tiny bit, but I'm not worried. All right, Mike, 7-3. I'll talk to you later. KD6SOK. See you on 1296 tomorrow.
Roger. Look forward to it, Fred. Anybody else in the Bay Area copying Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie 222 Bozo Net?
WW6. Yeah, howdy. This is W6PQL 1296, and it's odd. 2 meters is 2 meters is very noisy for me in your direction, as is 432. But here on 222, and especially on 1296, is dead quiet. So I appreciate this band. K6MYC W6PQL.
285.
On that, Jim.
What was that, Fred?
Oh, I was going to say, amen on that. 222 and 1296. Those are my favorite bands.
Yeah, it's a lot quieter here, isn't it, Fred?
Just 2 meters. just give it up, Jim. It's too much.
Hey, hi, Jim. K6WIS here.
Oh, hi there. Yeah, let me get my antenna up your way. That'd be a little bit. Matter of fact, I'll just stop it right here. Is this any better?
Oh, yeah, you were already S7 and you went to an S9, so you don't really need to move it. Anyway, great signal here up into the foothills, Jim. W6PQL, K6WIS.
Yeah, great, Paul. Well, you're about S7 here. I don't have the antenna on you. If I put it on you, you're going to be probably 10 over 9. So I'll save a little rotator work here and just leave it there. This isn't a good heading for Mike, though. I'll have to turn it back on him. He kind of disappeared on me, though, but imagine he got a phone call or something, or he's getting his last bite of dinner and back. All right, 73, K6WIS, W6PQL.
Your antenna's fine, Jim.
Oh, J&N is in there.
I hear you, Jim. J&N, stand by.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Okay. WB6JNN 285, I think the last one on the list. 285 there?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, Jim. We've been missing you a little bit last couple of nights. You probably had company or something on Sunday night there. WB6JNN, K6MYC in the group.
What was that, Jim? You said something as Mike was talking there?
I said I'm coming back around for Mike. K6MYC, WB6JNN.
Yeah, we're copying you. I had just turned it over to you. I didn't know you were turned up for Paul there. Good signal, Jim. Everybody sounds like the band's in good shape tonight. WB6JNN, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Well, you're S9 right now, and you were S7 before, and then you dropped down to about S3, and then you disappeared for a while, and then Paul got in there, so I turned the beam around for Paul, which is across the valley off of the western mountains, so the rotor's not quite that fast.
Now we're seeing a little bit of QSB on you, but you're still Q5 down a bit at the moment. But no trouble. Have you ever had a chance to, with the weather up and down and all over, have you had a chance to do any flying lately?
I went out the other day and took about 3 or 4 flights before I decided I better get back because my wife is home alone. So I didn't stay out in the park for very long.
Yeah, okay. But you didn't lose anything and you didn't break anything, huh?
Nope, although it was looking like it might go into the trees for a little bit, but then it turned the corner, so it was fine.
Well, if you don't fly them, you don't lose them and you don't break them.
Well, that's not true. I have cats.
So, yeah, the cats do it when they're just sitting there in the corner, huh?
Well, they're all piled up on a little table that I have here, so they don't usually bother them, though.
Yeah, very good. We had a skunks in here last night, and in fact, we had one outside the house on the north side about the middle of the night. All of a sudden, somebody let go with some odor, and Matt had his windows open. I don't know how it leaked in, but I smelled it. It woke me up about 3 or 4 in the morning. And Matt got a full load of it because he had to close his windows and put the fan in the room to air his room out. It was really strong. Now, we haven't had that. I've lived here 25 years. I've never had skunk like that. But we've got a family. You know, we've got Bad Boy, the big old man of the family, and then we've got at least 2 kids. And there was all 3 of them were in the barn with us last night. They were having a great time. And my cat, Abby, the stray black cat, the male, was very friendly with them. They were all out there kind of communing together. They don't rub each other, but they can occupy space within 3 or 4 feet of each other, and they don't go after. And they're not, neither one of them is threatened by the other, so that's nice. We had quite a menagerie last night. Lots of action with Big Daddy. And the big guy, he's a big guy. He's got a tail that's about 6 inches longer than the others. So that was our fun for last night, Jim. back to you for the final, and we'll see who else is here. WB6JNN in the group, K6MYC.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, there's somebody.
Good evening, WA60IB. Just wanted to say hi.
Oh, hi, Ken. Yeah, you're doing okay about S5, and there's a lot of airplane flutter on you. Mike is slowly going up and down from about S4 to S9 mainly.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, good evening to you, Mike, too. WA60IB226. Just wanted to cut in here and say hello.
Oh, now you're F8.
Yes, I'm glad you did. Are you past the COVID thing? I heard today from Frank that you and Rob both had COVID from Marcus, over.
Yeah, well, I feel fine now. I can't, my taste isn't back yet, but everything else is fine. No more congestion, no sore throat, no anything. And my strength is back pretty good, so I will test tomorrow morning, and just to be sure, I'm pretty sure it's going to be gone, so I feel good.
Yeah, well, you sound a little nasal, but that could be anything. I had a allergy myself attack yesterday, and boy, I was sneezing like a madman last night until I got a couple of Claritins in me and got it back down to a dull roar. But I worked on my oleanders at the front of the driveway yesterday, and I must have dusted myself with a full summer's worth of pollens and dust and stuff, because I got back in and I sat down in front of the TV and I just started to sneeze like a maniac. So I quickly went in and took a couple of those Claritins on the tongue, and in about 10 minutes I was sort of under control. I sneezed a few more times through the evening, but by the time I went to bed I was perfect. I slept wonderfully last night. Combination of the Claritin, probably a little dopey because of that, but boy, I slept like a rock right up till 7:30 almost, except for the skunk smell that woke me up in the middle of the night. But I didn't even move. I just laid on my back and said, "Okay, it's skunk smell, but it's not too bad. At least we know there's something alive out there." WA60IB, good to hear you. And has Gwen come down with it, or is she okay?
Yeah, K6MYC, WA60IB. And Jim, good evening to you there. Sure nice to hear you. And Gwen hasn't got it. We've been isolated, of course, the two of us. So she's in one end of the house and I'm in the other. When she got COVID here in August, before our trip, I isolated, and I didn't get it then, so I hope she doesn't get it from me now. So it's coming back and forth in this doggone household. So this is the fourth time I've had it, so I'm real upset about that. But what are you going to do? Yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, carry on with the net, and everything else is fine here. WA60IB.
Well, one last question, Ken, related to your cousin. I know she came over a week and a half or two ago, and you had to put her in a hospital and all, but I never heard the results of that. Obviously, she got better because you had her back at the house for a few days. I'm not sure how long she stayed, but hopefully she didn't stay to the point where you were coming down with the COVID. So she must have gone back to Hawaii or continued her trip. Give me an update.
Well, no, she was in the hospital, and when she got out of the hospital, she checked herself out. They wanted her to stick around a little bit more. They never did find the source of the bleeding. They went down and up, and they couldn't find anything. But she had been on just almost a no-food diet, just liquids. So she didn't have any problem at the time. Anyway, I wasn't even she checked herself out, got a ride home to our place, packed up, and took off right away for Oakland, and flew out the next morning. So I never even got to say goodbye or anything. So she's back in Hawaii. She went back right away. She didn't stay with us anymore. She just wanted to get back home.
Oh, that's too bad that you didn't have some time with her. That's a shame. Making that trip and all the stuff, and all she did was endure a bunch of hassle. Sounds like a tough old lady. Pretty much knows how to operate on her own. Boy, I'll tell you what, that's an unusual person there. Got to hand it to her. Okay, well, I'm glad she's back. I'm sorry they didn't find the problem because it could flare up again at her age. That's the only issue. But at least she'll be back home, or maybe the doctors know her better, and she'll know enough to check herself in if she starts getting that weak feeling again. Thanks for the update, Ken. Let's see if there's anybody else in the Bay Area. Tom is here. But maybe you can catch Tom at the beginning of the 6-meter net and say hello to him then. But I'm pointing into the Bay Area at the moment, looking for any more check-ins on 222 K6MYC Bozo Net.
Hey, Mike, I got a suggestion for you on the sneezing.
Okay. Hang on a second, Jim. Was there somebody that did check in? Go ahead. I thought I heard another voice.
At WA6AXX.
Oh, okay. Good evening, Ed. Give Julie your number, please, Ed.
Yeah, WA6AXX 773. Hello, Judy.
Okay, very good. We'll get back to you in a second. Let me see what Jim's got here. Go ahead, Jim.
Okay, well, I tend to suffer from sneezing quite a lot this time of year because there's a lot of pollen from the pine trees out front. And what I've been doing is I've just been using a little bit of Vaseline on the inside of the nostrils. The way you do it is you just take your little finger and put a little coating of Vaseline on it, and then work your finger into your nostril. You don't have to go too deep. And then do the same thing on the other side. And that gets you through the whole day without having to use Claritin. You won't be bothered by any pollen after that.
Well, I have done that for years, but it doesn't save me. Once I start to sneezing, if I did it ahead of time, it wouldn't be a problem. But if I once get the dust or whatever goes up, it's always on the left side. It's the same spot all the time. I have a very delicate little spot up there. In fact, it's so delicate, Jim, that if I tip my head back to look up at something without leaning back physically, if I just tip my head up with my neck, about 50% of the time, that tilt back makes me sneeze. Over.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I put it in there when I get out of the shower in the morning. Before I go to bed, I reapply it, and I have had no trouble since. All right, I got to go up frequency and see Steve. I texted him, and we're going to make sure we're both there tonight. So we'll catch you in a few.
Okay, good. And I'll check back with you on 6 later. Well, listen, don't get me wrong. The Vaseline is a good tip. I've had a very dry nose my entire life. And in fact, when I was younger, I had nosebleeds a lot. And it was mostly because my nose got so dry and the membrane in there would just crack. And so I've been using Vaseline up my nose and poking my baby finger up there and rubbing around. I know exactly how to do it and where to put it. And you're right, it will stop it if you can get it, but I don't do it regularly. See, the other problem I have in the morning, Jim, and you don't have this, and that's why I don't do it in the morning when I get out of the shower, is I have glaucoma drops. And the glaucoma drops do about the same thing as a sneeze. They make me gush. My nose just runs and just about like I was sneezing, and sometimes it's so vicious it does cause me to sneeze. And that goes on for about an hour. So I'm well out of the shower and well over into breakfast and on with my day sometimes before that stops. And it's just too wet up there to put any Vaseline up. Over. Did you get that, Jim? Well, maybe he had to go to get down to up to the other frequency there. Okay, anybody else in the Bay Area before we go on to the Oakley there, K6MYC? Okay, nothing heard. Let's go to N6 Radio, Oscar.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to finish my report on Carol Lee. I took a break there for you to absorb what it was. She just called a little while ago. She's still bleeding internally, but they're going to do an isotope, mix some, radioactive stuff with her blood and insert it back in, and then watch her and see where it's bleeding. They got to find it. They know that she's bleeding because it shows up in her stool quite a bit, but they don't know where yet.
that, so they're going to do it like they did for me on that bile leak. They did the same thing, introduced isotopes in there and had to wait to see where they went to find the leak, and they did. So I presume that they'll find her leak there finally.
Yeah, well, good. Thanks for the follow-up, Ken. Over.
Yep, that's all I wanted to let you know about this. So you got the final report.
Okay, very good. Right from almost the horse's mouth, so to speak, huh?
Well, at least the right end of it, yes.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Let's see where I'm pointed here. I'm almost up there to Ken's place. Ken had a hell of a barbecue, by the way. He was on here yesterday, and he was just raving about how much fun he had at his annual barbecue up there. And one of these years, we should go up there and take part. We're always invited. He didn't think about it this year. He just assumed that we knew about it. Of course, Russ, K6KLY, was here over the weekend. And Russ worked 30-some stations off the moon on 2 meters, 20 countries total, and 3 new ones. And the 3 new ones were really good. One of them was Turkey, which is really rare on any band. And one of them was Israel, which is also tough to get. You wouldn't expect there'd be a lot of moon bounce activity in Israel with all this turmoil going on, but maybe some parts of Israel are more calm than others. And then one other new one down in the Caribbean. So Russ was quite pleased, but he dashed out of here Sunday morning, and ran up and took part in Ken's barbecue there, his annual barbecue up in Oakley. N6RO, are you with us, Ken? K6MYC.
Yeah, essentially, K6MYC and the group N6RO 835. Didn't look at the temperature, but it was nice. I gave you a full report on the barbecue. The only addition I've got is there was 5 pounds of tri-tip beef left over.
I'm hearing a voice back in there.
Consuming it tonight. I gave a couple pounds to myself. I'll put the rest in the freezer, so I'll be eating that stuff for about a month. And 6RO.
Yeah, something wrong, Ken. You took a fade. You're very weak. You're very weak, and you took a fade in the middle. So I missed the middle. So check things out. Maybe you're not pointed right. Maybe you don't have the amp on or something. But I couldn't copy you in the middle. Over.
Sorry about that. I'm pulling on all sorts of switches tonight. I'll copy now.
You're great now. I can hear you.
Yeah, you're okay now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I just said that I gave you the report last night on the details of the barbecue, and I'm recovering from it, but feeling really good. Sorry to hear about all the health problems in the group here. I've got my own problem. I've been diagnosed as a celiac rather. So I can't eat anything with gluten, but nothing like some of the problems you guys have. And the last thing I mentioned was there was about 10 pounds of tri-tip left over from the barbecue, and I got 5 pounds of it, and I'm going to start eating it tonight. The rest goes in the freezer.
Wow, you mean you're not going to send 2 or 3 pounds down here for our consumption?
I'll give you my address, Ken.
Did you break, Ken?
Hey, you went away again, Ken. Something's amiss there. I heard a bunch of crackling and he went away.
It means he may not be hearing, or he may think he's still talking.
No, I'm not hearing anything.
You're breaking up and going and coming. We didn't get your response. Listen, we'll let you check it out. Maybe you can fix it. I'll come back in a few minutes before I go over to 6 meters, Ken. Thanks for the check-in. N6RO, I'll get it right. N6 Rodeo Oscar, Rodeo Oakley, K6MYC. We'll see you in a few minutes. I'll come back. Okay.
Okay. The station is all messed up. I don't know why, but I'm getting where I can't even find the problem and fix it. Anyway, we'll see you on 6 a bit later after I eat some of that tri-tip.
Yeah, okay. We're kidding you about the tri-tip. You're a little low in frequency now. You must have bumped the main knob while you were tweaking things there. But that was readable that time. So I'm sure you'll find it. Anyway, worst case, we'll see you on 6 for a finish-up, Ken, over.
Yeah, right. I didn't have the amplifier on.
There you go. Well, it's much better now. All right, 7-3. We'll see you in a few minutes on 6. K6MYC going to Sacramento.
You can put Steve in there now, number 52.
Okay, put down 52, Judy. That's Steve. Thank you for that report, Jim. And you copying me okay, Jim?
Yeah, you're fine, Mike.
Okay, what I said was I've been using the Vaseline up the nose for many years. It's just that in the morning I can't do it because my nose runs violently for about an hour after I take my glaucoma drops. So it's difficult to keep any Vaseline up there because it's so wet for about an hour over.
Oh, okay, yeah, different situation than mine. Well, all right, I'll do what you can. Claritin's okay, but if you don't want to go to the trouble of being drowsy and so forth, the Vaseline usually works, but you know that now. And you knew it before.
Well,
6 meters, Mike.
Yeah, I don't use the Claritin very often. This happens maybe once every other year. The expiration date on my Claritin pills box was 1949, hi.
Okay.
I'm not a heavy user. I probably use 6 tabs a year, if that. All right, thanks again, Jim. I'm going towards Sacramento. Here we go. There's Sacramento, KO6KD and KJ6KFB, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC and the group, KO6KD, number 776.
That's your 776. Good evening, Bill. And it was good to chat this morning and get caught up with everybody. Look forward to do it again tomorrow. Hopefully, well, tomorrow is Tuesday, so we won't have, what is it today? This is Monday. Yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday, so Bob won't be in there. We might elect to sleep in. I could have slept in easily this morning. In fact, that's why I was a little late. Judy woke me up at 7:30, and I said, I was so comfortable. I had slept so well with the Claritin and all from the allergy attack that I just didn't want to get out of bed at all. And finally, I said, what time is it? She says, a couple of minutes after 8. I said, I better get going here. So that's why I made it at all. But we may just skip tomorrow. And it depends on how well I'm sleeping. Hi. You know the routine. KO6KD, and then if you can tell me who else would be in here, or maybe we can turn it over and see if Darren is there, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC. Boy, the band just started to fade just as you handed it over to me. Lucky me, I get to come back to you on the fade. Yeah, well, I know once in a while I get like that, where I can actually sleep a little bit, and it's pretty tough to drag myself out, especially now that the house is getting cooler, and it's tough to get out of a warm bed. But anyway, well, why don't we just go ahead and you might let Phil know if he checks in on 6 meters that tomorrow may be, we'll see how it goes, but definitely we'll try to make it for Wednesday. I have not heard from Darren this evening. I tried calling him a little bit ago over on 2 meters and was not able to raise him on 2 meter FM, so I do not know that he's out here tonight, and I don't know of anybody else in the area. I have not heard Paul or anybody else, so you're going to have to see who you can raise on your own, I'm afraid. But anyway, I'll give it back to you, and we'll look for you on 6 meters here in a little bit. K6NYC from KO6KD.
Okay, well, Paul is here. He checked in on the bounce path with very good signals, and he passed on 2 other check-ins. He put in a check-in for 336 and 160, Kent and Dave over there in Clear Lake. So we got them in here, but Paul had a great signal, and he may be in here now, so we'll take a standby. Let me just see if Darren is around. KJ6KFB, how about it, Darren? K6MYC. Well, I'm not hearing anything from Darren, so maybe he'll pop in when I'm pointed some other direction. Let me go a little further to the north here, like this. Oops, that might be too far. Let's see once. Here we go. Something like this. K6 Whiskey India Sugar. Any copy here, Paul?
Yes, Mike. K6NYC in the group. K6 WIS. Taking about 5'8". Now you're about 5'7". Pretty good. And good evening to Bill. You're coming in 5'7". Back to you, Mike. Over.
Yeah, it's up and down, as it always is on this path. You started out weak, and you came right up real quickly at the end, but all okay. And I'm glad that you heard Bill in there. Say hello to Bill, and then we'll move on up to Nevada here. K6 Whiskey India Sugar with KO6KD, K6MYC.
Well, say hi to Ken, too.
Okay, go ahead, Ken.
No, I said say hi to Ken, too, there.
Oh, hi, Ken. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I guess I'm getting too quick on the key here. Good evening, Ken. Hope you and Glenn are doing well.
Well, Glenn is doing fine, and I've got COVID, so we're isolated right now. WE6OIB.
Again?
Again, this is the 4th time. Well, I'm too social. That's the problem. I get around too much. That's my problem. I see too many people, and I'm a hugger.
Well, that could be, yeah. All right, well, I'm awful sorry to hear that, but at least you're getting over each and every time. You're getting over it, so just keep it up, and, well, then hopefully there's not going to be a 5th time, but nice to hear you out here. Take care and get well.
Well, thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. And, Paul, hi to you up there.
Yeah, hi, good evening, Ken. WA6OIB. This is K6WIS, getting you 5x9 plus a little bit, over.
Yeah, you're the same. You've got a good signal in there, so pardon my voice, but I have a good excuse.
Oh, well, there's a little bit of warping and GSP fading, so I can't really get the tone of your voice quite correct, over.
Well, it's a little hollow because of the COVID. I'm trying to get over a bout of COVID again, so that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, well, I hope you get over it soon there, Ken, and make a quick recovery, and I hope Gwen doesn't get it either.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I don't want her to get it, that's for sure. But thank you for the kind thoughts. Appreciate it. And good to hear you, too. Good signal. WA6OIB. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, and I forgot to go back to Ed in the Bay Area. My God, he checked in, and I was going to go back to him, and we got running around with Jim and check in from a QIW, and I forgot to get Ed in here, darn it. Let me go back and see if he's still there. Hang on. I think we're done here. We'll go to Nevada after if I can pick up Ed here. Let me go back to the Bay Area. Ed WA6AXX. I'm sorry I skipped you there. I got you checked in, but I didn't put it back to you. WA6AXX, if you're still there, K6MYC, over. Well, maybe we'll see him on 6 meters. Okay, here we go to Nevada. Daniel should be here, Ken. Daniel, if nobody else, Daniel at least should be here tonight. Over.
Well, let's hope somebody's here. Hello, Nevada, WA60IB. Hi, Daniel, KE7UQL, WA60IB. Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, big howdy to Ken. Whiskey up 6, Oscar India Bravo, KE7UQL. Go ahead, Ken.
He turned it back, Ken.
Yeah, I was going to say, I heard you turn it back, but it was pretty light. We were fine when you started, and you went into a deep fade. So, anyway, how is these for you, Mike?
Okay, very good. Good evening, Daniel. KE7UQL 272. And thanks for coming up on 222. I think you're the lone stranger this evening. I don't think Larry's going to be there, but I will check and see if Larry's there. KE7UQL near Carson City, K6MYC. How you doing?
Well, we're doing okay. Contemplating putting up the 1296 antenna for you tomorrow. We'll give it one more try to see if the path still works. Over.
Oh, that'll be okay. I'll be happy to work you on 1296. We've had no contacts up there for 2 or 3 weeks, so we need to have you let us know you still can make a signal down this way. Very good. Let me just see if Larry's in here. Larry, I wonder if you're listening here on 222. This is your good band. You've got good ears on 222, I think. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, K6MYC. Larry? Okay, no Larry, and I guess he won't be on 1296 either. Larry's got a problem, and he's not going to be able to fix it unless he gets some help there. I think he told you, Daniel, he's got a 3-to-1 VSWR on 1296, so he's in bad shape. Feed line or driven element problems, obviously. But Larry doesn't feel like climbing anymore, which is probably a good idea. Anyway, back to you, Daniel, and you can shoot it back to Ken and see if it's up for him, and you guys can wrap it up here, and we'll go over to 6 meters. KE7UQL in the group, K6MYC.
Okay, here is KE7UQL. We'll try to reach Ken. Hello, Whiskey Alpha 6, Oscar India Bravo. Are you picking up this signal? Over.
I guess it's still down for you, Ken. He's a little light tonight.
Well, I heard him say over, but I thought he was talking to you.
Yeah, well, take it. He's signing, so sign with him, and then we'll go over to 6 meters. Ken, over.
Okay, I guess he's copying me then. Well, good evening, Daniel. Sorry, you were a little bit light here. I heard you turn it over, but I wasn't sure where it was going, so I don't talk unless I know what I'm supposed to do, when I'm supposed to do it. 7-3s. We'll be over on 6 meters. WA60IB. Good night.
Okay, we'll thank you both, K6MYC and WA60IB. We'll thank you both. It sounds like I need to do the cleaning of the relay again, get some paper in there and clean the contacts again on the amplifier. KE7UQL will be saying sayonara and 7-3.
7-3, Daniel, 7-3, and we'll see you tomorrow night on 1296, unless you can do something on 6 meters tonight. I'm pointed your way on 6 right now, and I'll be transmitting in about 30 seconds. Over.
I do not have 6 up at this time. Do not have 6, but we'll look for you on 1296 tomorrow, Roger.
Sounds good. 73, we'll see you tomorrow. KE7UQL near Carson City, K6MYC, clear and going to 6, 50.140.
KE7UQL 7-3.
Yeah, KE7UQL, this is K6WIS.
Wow, not not too good. Conditions are not very good tonight. You're way down. Just barely copy you. I think it was you, Daniel. I'm not even sure now. KE7UQL WA60IB. I copy some CW. I copy CW. It's pretty weak too. What's the Bozo number? Okay, you're coming up. Yeah, that's you, Richard. I thought it was Daniel earlier, but I just remember I don't hear him on 6 that much. KD6BQ, KD6BQ, WA60IB. Signal's coming up a little bit.
Yeah, you're up 210. So good evening, WA60IB, KD6BQ, number 249.
Yeah, okay, 249. You get that, Rob?
Roger. I got her down there. I'm still pointing down to Rick. He checked in early also. Over.
Oh, okay. Mike should be here any minute. So good to hear you there, Richard. Yeah, once you came up, I certainly recognize your voice. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mike should be here any minute. I don't know. Is Larry going to be here tonight, do you think?
I haven't heard him yet. No.
Yeah, I guess he won't be then. Okay. Very good. Okay, take it away, Mike. Richard, of course, has checked in.
Okay, let me give Judy your call, your number, and then 432 is in here also, Judy. And we also have 249. Richard, up to you. Take one. And I don't know if you've heard Larry or not, but so far no Larry on 222, so maybe he's a no-show tonight. N7, KD6BQ, KD6BQ, K6MYC, over. Hello. Ken, do you still hear me?
Yeah, KD6BQ, you still in there? WA60IB.
Yeah, WA60IB, KD6BQ. Not hearing Mike at all, so kind of a surprise. But you're running 5 and 9. Go ahead.
It's good copy here. Something wrong.
Yeah, you're real weak, Mike. Something's not right.
Oh, really?
I'm pointed right at you, and you're about an S5.
Mike at all.
It helps if I get off of the 40-meter antenna. This should be better, Richard, K6MYC on the 6-meter antenna.
Yep, that's a big improvement. I guess one does have to buy different antennas for the different bands, over.
Yeah, I was on the right band, but for some reason, the 40-meter antenna accepts 6-meter power and did not trip the VSWR, otherwise I would have known. It didn't sound right. The band didn't sound normal. But here you are. Good. I heard your CW, though, when we asked if Larry was going to be there. And I heard that fine. So copying, okay. Well, the antenna's in the same place as the 6-meter antenna, so it stands to reason that it might pick up a little bit of signal. Anyway, Ken, back over to you. And I don't know if Rob is... Rob, are you hearing Richard tonight?
Just pointed up that way. I don't hear him yet, but he may not be transmitting, over.
Okay, well, let's let Ken take it, shoot it up to Richard, and then we'll... Daniel will not be here. He said he does not have 6 meters up, but we can take another standby and see if Larry's going to be here. WA6OIB with KD6BQ and KM6 Sugar Radio K6MYC.
Yeah, okay. Well, Richard said Larry won't be here tonight. He already gave us that. So we won't hear him apparently. So he's got other issues and whatnot. Or maybe he just gave up because he's got problems. So, okay, very good. So anyway, back up KD6BQ, WA6OIB with KM6SR in the slot there waiting to hear you.
What was Larry's problem tonight? Daniel, Richard, what was the problem with Larry's station tonight?
Yeah, sorry, I can't hear definitely the noise right now. My K6MYC 86BQ number 249. You're down in the noise, got to work towards come back up over.
Well,
On the noise there, Mike, KM6SR.
Yeah, I hear you, but I'm hearing Richard fine. I'm running 1,500 watts here. You ought to hear me. He's only running 500, but that's okay. Maybe he's got some noise up there tonight. Anyway, you take it, Rob. KM6 Sugar Radio. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Mike. How you doing, Richard? KD6BQ. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo. Over.
Yep, doing good here, Rob. KM6SRR 86BQ. We're doing pretty good up here. A little bit warmer than it was a couple of days ago. So we'll see what it looks like. I was just out with the binoculars and can still see the comet up. So I may bring my telescope out after the net here. KM6SRR 86BQ. Back to you.
Okay, Richard. Yeah, good on the comment there. Hopefully you can get some good pictures, huh? That'd be great. Good to hear you there. KM6SR, back to net.
K6USY.
Okay, Judy, sit here. Give us your number and your Brittany's number there, Aaron. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good. Good night. Good evening, Mike and Judy. K6USY is 1079, and then K6ZKA in the other room is Bozo 1100.
Very good. Good to hear you.
Yep, talked to Frank on the phone, and we're cooking up the solution to get the rotor heading up on the stream. So hopefully people find that beneficial. So hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll get that put together. K6USY.
Yeah, well, I wish more people were using the stream. The guys gave up on us last night because they didn't know where we were. Well, there's 3 people listening, but they didn't go and use the stream. They thought I had already signed off at 9 o'clock. We just had a late net last night. So, but they're not using the stream for that advantage, or for that reason anyway, which is a little disappointing with all the time and effort you put into it and all. And then now this new thing with the rotor control, that'll be another level of interest. I think more people are interested in the streaming than the people that actually could use it, over. I mean, that are on here, over.
Yep, yeah, we actually had somebody drop in from North Carolina last night, so we do randomly get people from outside of the area, which is kind of neat. But yeah, we'll as I said, we'll go around and put TVs in everyone's shacks and put the YouTube app on there, and they can watch the stream. So, alrighty, I'll be on the side. K6USY.
Okay, well, the people that I talked to, one of them was Bill, KL6KD, and he certainly has computer capability. He's watched the stream before, so has Darren. So they had it. They just weren't listening in. I think that'll go away when the political climate slows up a little bit. There was a lot of political discussions, and I guess that's what they were doing, talking politics over on a 2-meter quiet FM frequency. Enough of that. I'm pointed toward Nevada. Is anybody else up in Nevada there? K7SUN or anybody copying? K6MYC Bozo Net. Okay, nothing heard. Richard, if you're copying 73, 73s. I'm surprised you're not hearing us tonight. There must be something going on because Rob was hearing you. I'm copying you. You're weak, but you're not unreadable by any means. So I'm not sure why you're having so much trouble with me. It sort of looks normal here, so I think it's close to 1500. Anyway, 73 Richard. KD6BQ, we'll see you Wednesday, K6MYC. Did.
759 KR6MR.
KR6MR coming down your way. Good evening, John. Give Judy your number.
Yeah, good evening, Judy and Mike. KR6MR, Bozo 759 in beautiful little Meadow Vista. Over.
Yeah, very good. I was just getting the antenna on you there. This should be a little better. Although you were 205 all the way up toward Nevada, so good signals tonight. And maybe we'll also hear Redding. I don't know if you can, what your shot is toward Redding from where you are, but you might be able to hear them also. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, Kilo Delta 6 Shopping Wet will be on from Redding. Charlie November 80. Back to you, and hopefully we'll get good conditions tomorrow night on 1296, John. KR6MR, I think Frank should be on here tonight, but he was tired today. He worked a long day. So he said he might not get in here. He might be just sleeping. So that must be what he's doing. KR6MR, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, sometimes I can hear the guys in Redding off the back of my beam. Sometimes I can't, but if I swing my beam around, I can copy them real fine, but you disappear. Over.
Well, that's because the antenna has this thing called front to back. Okay, no problem. Well, you're solid here on 6 meters, and hopefully we'll have the same conditions with Bill. Bill's always a little bit nervous about his 6-meter signal down here. So we'll see what happens here. Anyway, good evening for now, and we'll look forward to a good contact with you on 1296 tomorrow, John. KR6MR, Meadow Vista, K6MYC, going towards Sacramento.
Yeah, so okay, Mike, real quick. For Bill, when you're done chatting with Mike, I come up to 5150, and we can play around with your radio. Over.
Roger, roger.
Go ahead, Bill. I'm not even going to move the antenna. You're fine. Over.
Well, give me a break. I mean, you point towards me so I can get the best report you can give me. Okay, could you go ahead and check me in? Bozo 776, KO6KD. I'm hearing some chatter in the background here between Darren and Jack, and maybe they'll go ahead and try to check in. But hopefully you're copying me all right. I hear you quite well here, Mike. Almost as good as I did on 220. Over.
Okay, well, you're louder here than you were on 220. So you're doing good on 6 meters. Anyway, I can hear the chatter in the background. Tell Darren to just come over and say hello, and TAZ can do the same. I'll check them both ends. I don't remember Jack's number. He hasn't checked in enough for me to remember it. KO6KD with a pause and see if there's anybody else in here before we go looking for Darren, K6MYC.
756. Charlie.
We hear your 756, Darren. Thank you for coming over. Good deal. And do you have Jack in here? K9 Tango Alpha Zulu. Is he here? Over.
Yeah, 1063 is here. Go ahead, Jack. Speak up. I don't think Jack's going to make it. He's got his antenna
swung the wrong way there, Mike. But we'll get him checked in at least.
Yeah, get me his Bozo number, please.
I do believe it is 1063. That would be K9 Tango Alpha Zulu.
Yeah, Judy's looking it up and checking it now.
Jet K9 TA.
Yeah, that's it, 1063. Got it. Thank you, Darren. Good evening to you. And we will not hear you tomorrow, but we'll look for you Wednesday. K9. Well, K9 Tango Alpha Zulu, if you're copying us, Jack, very good evening. Make that thing work better, and then we'll copy you next time. KJ6KFB, over to you, Darren, 73, K6MYC.
All righty, carry on, Mike. See ya. Got to run back to work. KJ6KFB.
73.
November 6th, Bravo Charlie Charlie.
Good evening, Merrill. November 6th, Bravo Charlie Charlie. That would be 1034, right?
That'd be 1134. Yeah, doggone. Yeah, I figured I'd take and jump in there since I got a full housey here on my receive. Yeah, it sounded good. I hope everything's going good for you and Judy today.
Yeah, we're doing fine here, and Judy's taking notes. I've got power line noise on this band tonight, so things are a little ratty sounding, but you're doing good. You're coming through fine. Good to hear you, and thank you for being a consistent checker-inner from Modesto there. We've had people up and down. We had a guy for a long time that checked in from Atherton, and then I believe he must have moved because all of a sudden he just stopped. I don't think it was anything other. He had talked about moving. He was living with his mother, and he was I don't know. Anyway, that was the only station we had all the way up between here and Sacramento. So it's nice to have somebody in the mid spot there in Modesto.
Bozo again.
1134. 1134. He's got a new call. N6 Bravo Charlie Charlie. His old call was, what was the old call?
KO6DHI.
Yeah, there you go.
I tell you, I really like my new call a lot easier there, especially for contesting. It just kind of rolls off the tongue easier.
Yes, it certainly does. It certainly does that, Merle, no question about it. Alrighty, we'll let you go, and we'll see who else is in this direction. I'm sort of pointed halfway to Oakley here, and we should have Oakley in here in just a minute. He's busy eating leftover tri-tip from his barbecue over the weekend. Over.
Alrighty, you and Judy have a great evening. 7-3, we'll catch you later. November 6th, Bravo Charlie Charlie, work QRT.
7-3 for now, and we'll catch up with you. I'm rotating toward, here we go. That should be pretty close, Kim. N6 Radio Oscar K6MYC. Oh, maybe Ken's got, no, this is a different radio. This radio should work. N6RO, N6 Radio Ontario K6MYC. If I put him in another location, he's definitely going to check in and tell me, the hell with Ontario, I'm in Oakley. Anybody else in there while we're waiting for Ken to get done chewing that piece of steak?
N5 MPD, 1129, you're close enough for me.
Okay, yeah, we're pretty close to you. Looking right about another 10 degrees, we'd have you. And good evening to you, Brett. N5NPD, 1129. Good strong signal like Merle there. You guys are doing good. And it's nice to have somebody, like I say, filling in the valley. A lot of hams in the valley, but they don't seem to want to check in. They're not VHFers, I guess, VHF actives. Back to you, and tell us what's new there in Newman tonight.
Oh, very good. Yep, nothing new here. Just It's great to be able to close the garage door and not have a bunch of mosquitoes come get you, but unfortunately, it's become fly season, so you kind of get the mix of mosquitoes and flies. So that's coming to the garage here, over.
Well, why of that? You shouldn't have any of that anymore. It's cold over there, isn't it?
Oh, no, it was 80 degrees here today.
Yeah, I know. It was 80 plus here as well. Boy, it sure is sliding into winter slowly, isn't it? By this time in the past years, I remember having at least 3 or 4 rains, 2 in September and 2 in October by now. So we're really hurting for rain, but it sure is nice and beautiful weather. Wonderful. Glorious out there every day, all day. It's nice to work without sweating your brains out. Anyway, did you hear Trump's new name for our governor, over?
Oh, no, The last thing I saw with him was he was serving fries up. I'd like some fries.
Well, he's calling him New Scum.
Oh, well, heck, that's been a name for him forever. Yeah, he is scum.
I'm glad you agreed with me and didn't fight me on that one. All right. Take care, my friend, and we'll see you on Wednesday. N5NPD, K6MYC for your final.
All right, Mike and Judy, have a wonderful evening. We'll catch you next time around. N5MPD.
Now, Rob, you were going to look for KB6RQU at about 8:30 or 8:15. Did you remember that?
Roger, I did. I was going to try to give it to you, but you kept going from one to the next, so I didn't want to step on anybody, over.
No, you can just step on me anytime. Just pop in. I'll break for you. I just forget. So you gotta break in. I'm just quick because I don't like to have big pauses of dead air here.
Well, I don't think you need to worry about any dead air, So, yep, I talked to Rick. Also found out something there, too, and I wanted to check with you and see what you thought. We need to talk to John down there in the high desert and tell him that if he wants to come in and crash our party, he ticked off a couple people last night, Ben for one, and then Rick tried to talk to us, and he got stomped on, too. So I think we ought to tell John down there that he should maybe come in and go 20 down below us, and whoever wants to check in, we'll check in with him, and then we can get our net going without stepping on our own guys, over.
Well, I'm not sure that's the right way to handle that. I don't know. He should have been able to copy. Rick has worked him several times. He should have been able to work Rick, shouldn't he?
Rick was trying to work up here and hear us up here, and he got stopped. John down there. So John's the outsider for our group, so he needs to be the one to go down somewhere different. If he wants to check in the beginning of the net and say, hey, I'm here, go down 20, then whoever wants to talk to John will go down 20 and talk to him, over.
Yeah, well, he should, the other thing he can do that will preclude all of that is just call N6 SWR specifically and call KB6RQU specifically, get them checked in, and then they won't be offended, over.
No, you're missing what I'm saying, Mike. Rick was trying to talk to someone of us up here, not trying to get a hold of John, trying to talk to us up here. And we all got stomped and covered up by John, so Rick could not talk to us up here, over.
Rick could not copy us because John was covering us up?
Yes, correct. QSL.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, that's a rare situation, but yes, that's valid. Maybe we just have to have John do it more carefully. Maybe we can have a discussion with John. I'm not in favor of splits. It's not easy for me. It may not be easy for him either. Jump down and then jump back on the right frequency, and the people that listen to him don't have, well, they could be, they won't have a stream to follow him. They may not know what he's doing, and all of a sudden he disappears for 10 minutes, over.
Well, whatever it is, I don't think it's good for him to interrupt our net and piss our guys off. We lost Ben, and Rick wasn't very happy with him either. So that's up to you, KM6SRR.
Well, I don't think we lost Ben because of that. Ben couldn't get through because he had, I could hear Ben if he was in there. If he called in, he wasn't being covered. I could hear people way underneath stronger stations. And I didn't hear Ben at all, and we stood by for him a couple of times, and he didn't come in. So I don't, again, let's just let it ride. I'll talk to John about it, and maybe we can work out something. I don't think we have to have him go off frequency to do this. And he wants to check in people, and he's looking to get as many check-ins as he can, and that's just all what this net stuff is all about, is working with long distance and weak signal. Whether it transcends his, quote, border of operation or not is not the issue. You want to work as far as you can. He worked all the way up to LOL. Well, that was wonderful. That's more important than working into Bakersfield. So I'm sorry to say that, but that's a better contact by far. In terms of weak signal stuff, Rob, you've got to put it into the weak signal context. Over.
Okay, whatever you want to do, Mike. I was just saying that a couple guys weren't happy with getting stomped on by John so much, and I couldn't hear some of the guys either because of John. So, all right, I told Rick I'd pass it on then. I've done that. Back to net, KM6SRR.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we can mitigate it without having him do anything too wild down there. So we'll see. I think Ben's a loose cannon anyway, so I'm not, as you said last night, he was ticked off about other things, I guess. I don't know whether that was what it was that was the main reason, but he can't get upset about that kind of stuff that we didn't hear him. That's childish, Rob.
Yeah, I know, Mike. That's what I told him. And tonight on the Aries net for Bakersfield, he said it was going to be his last time doing that net, too. So I don't know. He's got some burr up his butt there. He's going to cut way back. He's tired of being on every night of the week, I guess. Over.
Well, again, that's his problem, not ours, and that's all we can do. We can try to accommodate him as best we can. I think we've been over backwards with him on 432 and all the other bands, so I don't think that he can find any fault with our attempts to give him a fair amount of air time and testing time and so on 432. I apologize if it offends him, but he's gone through this a couple of times already, as you know.
Yep, I'm not defending Ben at all because, like I said, I didn't think he was acting right last night. But John bothered Rick too, and I know Rick is very docile and he doesn't get ticked off and do all that kind of stuff. So I thought for a couple of people maybe we ought to have the one guy get in line. Over.
Yep. We'll work on it. See if we can work out something with John. He's a newbie. And he's not experienced at this kind of stuff. And he's just very excited that the station that he has put together is working so well for him. And it is. It's working very well, but maybe the net isn't the place to... he doesn't dwell on anybody's signal. He works them and he goes on to other people. So it's not like he's rag chewing on the frequency or anything like that. He just has a hell of a good signal. For 100 watts, if you could imagine what he would have if he had a kilowatt on, he'd be terribly destructive, if you want to call it that. Okay, let's see, where are we? We're looking for N6RO. Are you there, Ken? Oh, Ken's must have fallen asleep in the tri-tip there, so let me go over to the Bay Area.
JC5 DTU 712.
KB6 WSC.
Okay, we hear two of you, and good to hear you, Mike. Let me pick up Mike first, Carrie. But we certainly have been missing your lovely voice here. So stick around, Carrie. Let me get Mike over there in Daly City picked up first here. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie 775 K6MYC. Go ahead, Mike.
Hello, Mike and the rest of the group. K6MYC, KB6WFC. Nothing new to report here, but thank you for checking me in.
Yeah, good to hear you. We missed you last week, I think, on 432. I don't think we made it. I can't remember now, but certainly we'll look for you again. We'll look for you on 1296 too tomorrow. That's been a band that we've struggled with for both between you and I. Sometimes it's really good, other times it's terrible. So who knows? Anyway, we'll look forward to catching you on 1296 tomorrow and putting you in the log. We had 19 check-ins last week, and we missed a lot of people, you included, last week on 1296. So we could have a real banner night if everybody gets in here. 7-3 Mike, thanks for hanging in there. KD6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Kilo Foxtrot Bravo. I'll get it right. K6MYC.
Roger, roger, Mike. Yes. Hope to see you tomorrow then. Thank you. MIC, KB6WSC.
Yeah, 7-3. And Kerry, I think I can copy you here. I'm not pointed at you yet, but let's get you in here. And maybe we can have a chat here and maybe on the phone as well. Judy's been watching a lot of your videos with great interest. Over.
Roger, roger. Well, a lot of stuff is happening. How are you guys up there on the hill, Michael?
What do you mean, are we up on the hill?
I said, how are you up there on the hill?
Oh, we're doing fine. Good weather, and everything is as copacetic as it can be. The world's in turmoil, but our place is peaceful up here. Over.
Roger, roger. Okay, that's good to know. And I heard Rob in there, KM6SRR, KC5DTU. Hello, Rob, to you. And yes, I'm here, and a quick update. I should be here tomorrow, but I'm going to see Remington for the other eye tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to have the eye done tomorrow. Okay, well, good luck with that, for sure. Don't run away. Wait till we get the antenna down your way in just a few more minutes, and we can chat just a bit more if you can stick around. Otherwise, good luck tomorrow, and maybe we'll even see you on 1296 in the evening if you're up for it.
Roger, roger. Well, this is the second one. If he does as good as he, or as well, I should say, on the second eye as he did on the first, I'm going to be a happy man.
Yeah, well, I think you're going to be a happy man. I have great confidence that it'll come out just fine for you, Kerry. Hang in there a minute, buddy, and we'll be right with you. Let me just clean out the Bay Area first here.
Roger, roger. KC5DTU, standing by.
How you doing, Kerry? KC5DTU, KM6SR. Okay, back to net.
KO6DGJ.
KO6DGJ. Good evening, John. I'm pointed a little bit off of you, but pretty close. We're copying you. KO6DDJ. Give Judy your Bozo number if you would. Over.
Roger that. Good evening, Judy. My Bozo number is 1145. QSL?
Roger, roger. 1145. We got it all okay. And how? Give me the name of your town. I always forget the name of the town. Let's see if I can lock it in my brain this time. Over.
Roger that. It's Brentwood. It's right next to Oakley. QSL?
Yeah, Glenwood. Okay, very good. Near Oakland? Oakland?
No, Oakley.
Oakley, not Oakland. Okay. Just 3-letter difference there. Okay, got you in Oakley there, and Oakland. Glenwood, right?
Brentwood. B-R-E-N-T.
I think it's Brentwood, Mike.
Oh, Brentwood. Okay, I'm not. My ears aren't working, I guess. I thought that didn't sound right. Brentwood. Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Brentwood. We've got it near Oakley. We got you now, John. Sorry about the confusion. John, Rob's copying you pretty well, it looks like. So, Rob, say hello to John over there.
I'm not copying him. I looked him up there, Mike. Over.
Oh, he's not copying you. He looked you up. Okay. You cheating, Rob. You got to do it by ear here. All right. Very good. Good to hear you, John. Pleasure to have you check in consistently here from Brentwood. And I'm sorry sometimes it just you haven't been in here that long. You know, with a Bozo number 1145, there's only a few people that have been in here more recently with new memberships as you. So I just don't have you locked in my brain yet as a location up there. But thanks for being patient with me. KO6 Delta Golf Juliet, K6MYC. 7-3 over to your final. Go ahead, John.
Okay. You two have a great evening, Judy and Mike. John in Brentwood, KO6, DGJ, K6MYC.
7-3, John.
7-3.
Okay, now back into the Bay Area a little bit more. Let me just bump the antenna a little bit, but somebody in the Bay Area is probably there. Bay Area, K6MYC.
AB6SR 807.
Okay, we got that, 807. Good evening, Stan. We missed you on the big night last night with the big signal, but we hear you tonight. Let me get the antenna a little bit more on you here, just coming your way. There we go. That should be a little better. AB6 Sugar Radio, K6MYC, over.
K6MYC, AB6SR. You're a little weaker now, Mike, but are you still copying me?
Well, I'll move it back the other way a little bit. I don't hear any difference on your signal. Anyway, how are you doing? I imagine it was beautiful weather over there today, over.
Yes, it was beautiful weather here today. And last night I was listening, but I fell asleep. So I woke up when you were just coming out of Sacramento and saying pretty much good night to Rob there. Heard Rob on near the noise level a few minutes ago. Anyway, last night I fell asleep. So good evening to Judy. Nothing much going on here. Did a few things in the garden. Worked with our daughter a little on her camping van, and other than that, thought I'd try and stay awake tonight. K6MYC, AB6SR in Los Gatos.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, because you're obviously English, right?
Yes, British.
Yeah, well, British, English, okay. We are hearing and reading about Brexit, and we don't really understand it, and tonight's not a good night to do it because you're not strong enough, but maybe on 2 Meters Wednesday you can give us what little you know or as much as you know about Brexit, who's involved, and what is the end game with Brexit. AB6SR, K6MYC, over.
Okay, Mike, I'll try on Wednesday. Yes, if there's time. Brexit happened long after I left, but I know where it's at because I'm still a great European myself. Think of myself more as European than British, but a lot of people there evidently didn't and now regret it, I think. So let's talk about it when I'm a bit stronger on Wednesday, yes?
Yeah, sounds good. You're coming up a little bit now, but it's still not what you'd call armchair copy, so you're always armchair on 2 meters, so we'll save it for then, John, Stan, but good to hear you tonight, and thanks for your response there. We don't have any feelings one way or the other about it yet because we just don't know enough about it. And maybe Ed also be up on a little bit too. I missed Ed. He checked in quickly, and then I didn't get back to him on 220 until a few minutes later, and by that time he left. So maybe he'll be with us here on 2 meters. On 6 meters here. So for now, Stan, 7-3. Enjoy the rest of the day and tomorrow, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Look forward to it. AB6SR for your final, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike, and okay, Judy. Talk to you again on Wednesday on 2 meters. AB6SR clear, and let you look for anybody else in the Bay Area.
Thank you, sir. Jim, W6J and W6PQL. Are you here, Jim?
Yeah, I'm here. You just took a great
moved it back up that way. You're okay now. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, just maybe something we reflect on up there that is good for us. What's up?
Nothing. I just wanted to get you checked in here. Make sure you were there. I had Mike in here, and I thought you'd be popping in when Mike came in because I was pointed right at you at that point as well. Anyway, just to check in, and of course look forward to 1296 with you tomorrow. W6PQL 1296 K6MYC.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, Stan probably has the better insight on Brexit, but basically the way I understand it is they didn't like all the rules the European Union was imposing on them from Brussels, and so they're not on the euro, they're on the pound like they were before. So they're somewhat disconnected. But he can provide you with more detail and the reasoning around it, I'm sure. That's all I know about it. 73's Mike, K6MYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, I know they're trying to get to a different currency or are already. And of course it's causing some turmoil in the world markets because nobody knows how to pay gas and how you value gasoline and oil nowadays. Used to be the dollar was the dominant number, but I think everybody's splintering off, and it's going to get very confusing if it isn't already. Alrighty. See you tomorrow. W6PQL, K6MYC for your final, and then listing for others. Over.
Okay, Mike. See you tomorrow.
WB6GGY, Whiskey Baker 6, Golf Yankee, Bozo 884.
Yeah, very good. Good evening to you, Phil. WB6GGY 884. I'm not pointed at you, but you're coming in nicely. Probably on the backscatter path, because I'm pointed right into the Bay Area. So this is the way I work. A lot of people backscatter. Whether you're backscatter here on 6 or just off the back of the beam, I don't know. Anyway, good to hear you. And sorry I missed you when I was pointed up that way. I did go by there, and we did talk to Bill, KO6KD, and the boys for a little while, KR6MR. K6 Whiskey India Sugar I don't think was in there, but we didn't hear you. And I should have gone back. I should have been listening for the Reading boys, and I didn't take a standby for KD6SW. Damn it. I forgot about that. I work him on 2 meters, and then sometimes I forget that he also wants to work us on 6. Anyway, good to hear you, Phil, and hopefully everything came out okay today at the doctor's office, and we all think we'll probably skip tomorrow on 40 and go for Wednesday. What do you think?
Roger on that. Good deal. Thank you for letting me know. And we'll catch you later, and we'll talk to you Wednesday. We'll catch you Wednesday there. And a very good evening to both you and Judy. 73 WB6GGY.
Judy says 7388. Okay. Let's see here. I'm still pointed sort of to the North Bay, right into the Bay Area. Who else do we have on 6 meters in the Bay Area, please? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. Ed, are you here? WA6AXX. I hope you're here. I didn't mean to embarrass you by skipping you or fusing you on 220. WA6AXX K6MYC. Okay, how about JNN? Are you here? K6KLY, 6 meters. Wow. This is the way it's been going on in the Bay Area. I guess you guys aren't interested in 6 meters anymore. Only a couple of you. Hi. How about WB6WNI? How about you, Gary? WB6WNI, Gary? I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but don't hold it against me. Just check in, guys. K6MYC. Okay, maybe we're done here, Rob.
Nobody over Monterey or Santa Cruz has 6 meter?
Well, we can try 6. They didn't check in on 220, and that's a rarity. But let's go over to Monterey, and maybe we'll get Lee and perhaps Tom. So here we go toward. There's Santa Cruz and Watsonville. AF6 United, AF6U. Lee, are you here?
Roger, Roger. AF6 United, back to K6MYC.
And your wonderful number is?
1098, the Countdown Bozo.
There you go. How are you doing here? You got a good signal on 6, over.
Roger, Roger. Thank you much. Yeah, everything is just kind of going one step at a time, you know. Nothing new here to report. Haven't done any work on the tower so far. Back to you.
Okay, very good. Sounds good. Let's see if we can get Tom out of his lethargy there. He did not check in on 220. Tom, KW6 Sugar, K6MYC. Tom, are you here? Maybe he was going to do something tonight, maybe a daughter's birthday party or something. It seems like he told me something about that, but I'm not sure. Anyway, we won't dwell on it. That pretty much ends the net here as far as I know. I'm going to turn a little further south and talk to Kerry for just a second, Rob, so we can make a count while we're doing that.
Roger. I think you asked John up there in Sacramento to check for KD6SW.
Well, I didn't. I just asked him if he could hear him. He says I can hear him sometimes off the back of the beam. On 2 meters, I don't know about 6, but you know, I would think that Rick would have heard me say that and would have come in on CW. So I didn't ignore him completely, but then I forgot to stand by specifically for him. Over.
Okay, I'm just trying to give you a way out there, over.
No, well, you got to do that, jab me with the pointy stick when I don't do what I'm supposed to do.
Well, that's not my job. You're the leader, and you've got a pointy sticker next to you there, over.
Yeah, and you have to turn it on me every now and then, too. I'm just tired. We had a long day. Well, not a long day, but I was out in the sun for quite a while painting the deck of my orchard wagon. And doing a lot of little finish up on it, bolts and wood putty and all that stuff, and sanding, and then finally painting it with 2 coats, and then around the edges because I had a little left over, so I painted some of the metal work. Anyway, that was what I did, but till about 3 o'clock, and by that time I was kind of tired, and I was just thirsty as well. So I guess that's just leftovers of that. I didn't have my normal 3 or 4 glasses of water here today. Anyway, let's see. Kerry, are you still with us here, KC5DTU?
K6MYC, KC5DTU, Roger, Roger, I'm here.
Yeah, and you're in the room with us now. You may have heard my question to one of the guys in the Bay Area about Brexit, and we were just trying to understand the history of it and what their motivation is, over.
Well, Brexit came about when England or Great Britain sought to withdraw from the World Economic Forum, or not the World Economic Forum, but the European Union. And they tried for several years, and they were finally able to succeed and get out of it. And basically, it's just Great Britain leaving the European Union.
Yeah, but don't the letters Brexit stand for something, or am I thinking of the wrong group?
Brexit basically stands for British exit. British exit. That's from the European Union.
What's the group that's trying to convert everybody over to? That's got Saudi Arabia and Russia and many others involved in it. What group is that?
That's BRICS. That's BRICS. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, not Brexit. I just gave you the wrong name. I knew Brexit had been around for a long time, and I just mixed up the name. No, it's BRICS, and now they're trying to convert over. Is it trying to get over to the Russian ruble as a base?
Negative. That's an elaborate scheme to bring down the Federal Reserve, and basically they're having a big meeting in Russia this week, where they've got like 134 other countries lined up to join them.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to stop for just a second. Just give me the last sentence again about just before the 134 countries they've got lined up. What was the motivation?
Well, it's to bring down the Federal Reserve systems. It's doing a good job. And right now, BRICS is having a meeting in Russia starting tomorrow, and it could very well mean the collapse of our economic system.
That's why we were, and of course that was the stuff you were sending us, and that's why I got screwed up by saying the wrong word. It was BRICS that I was thinking of. They're close, and I just had it tangle up in my head. I knew which was which, but I've lost track of what their motivation was. And of course it is perhaps imminent that our collapse is near. One of the guys on the All We Know or X22 podcast was saying that Bank of America looks like it's teetering and is in very bad shape. Probably it's too much. Is it too many derivatives?
No, well, you remember back on October 9th, all banks here in this country were supposed to be Basel III compliant, and everyone has been pretty tight-lipped on that, Michael, which kind of surprises me, but basically every bank in the U.S. here is supposed to have some type of something to back their lending and their monetary status, I guess, is the easiest way of saying it. In other words, if they say they got a $3 billion or $1 trillion in assets, then it has to be backed by something solid like gold, silver, or some type of commodity.
Okay, and then how much can they loan against that?
Well, they can't loan anything unless it's backed by some type of solid financial device or commodity. And the finger and where everything is headed is gold.
Well, gold and silver, of course, yes. Yeah, well, I think Trump wants to get the country back on the gold standard, which was a big mistake back in the 70s when they dumped it. I think that should never have happened.
Roger. And there again, it's to bring down the Federal Reserve. And when you understand the Federal Reserve, it's not a governmental agency, and it loans us money against nothing because it's basically backed by nothing. They have so they're lending us money against nothing, and then we have to turn around and pay them interest, which basically equates to our national debt.
Yeah, no, I understand that part of it. Okay. Well, obviously, that's a tenuous time right now. We've got a lot of people kind of teetering and nervous. Not that we have a lot of money in the bank, but in our case, I'm got money spread around a little bit, but not much. But we don't want to lose it. From what we also understand from your bits and pieces that have come through is that the FDIC does not have enough to cover a lot of bank closures, so they're in big trouble there as well.
That's a big roger on that. They are basically broke. I think if one bank goes down, they just might have enough money to cover one of them based on the size, but everybody else is going to be in a mad scramble. But not to worry. I got other info on that also. I don't want to just put that over the air, though.
Okay. Well, do you want to give us a call tonight or tomorrow morning?
Well, I'm going to be waiting, so I'll do it tomorrow morning so we can talk.
Yeah, well, maybe you don't want to do it. I forgot about your eye operation tomorrow. Maybe you don't want to clutter your brain with this tomorrow. We can wait a day on it, I'm sure, and maybe you'll feel better. Maybe in the afternoon tomorrow when you're home and you're just resting, you can chat with me with your eyes closed. And But yeah, we need to talk a little bit more about it because I'm kind of losing my train of thought on the whole thing. What's going on, and I've kind of I'm losing interest in it, I think too, but Gary, because it's overwhelming. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I sleep pretty good at night knowing what's going on, and all I can say, Michael, is this is pretty close to being all over with, and I'm so glad, so I can get back to doing other things besides tracking this. But I started in the beginning over 3.5 years ago I was so down in the dirt, and a bunch of us started trying to figure out what was going on. We figured out what was going on, and all of a sudden it just never happened, and now it's happening. So hang in there. And my surgery is in the afternoon, so I'll be around in the morning, and I'll give you a call.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's some of this talking heads that are saying a very big collapse is going to cause all kinds of chaos, and of course it may, but it's they're saying be ready for 4 to 6 months of total chaos. I'm not looking forward to that. Nobody needs that.
Yeah, Roger. Well, K6MYC, KC5DTU. You need to know what's going on to stay safe and kind of know where to go and where to be and where not to be. But it's going to be a little bit of chaos here at the beginning, and the bad guys don't like losing. And as we saw what happened over in North Carolina, they don't care, Michael, about life or those poor people over there and what FEMA is doing. It's criminal, and I'm just glad to see us coming to an end.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, well we'll look forward to it. What time is your appointment? I think you said it was later. You're going under the knife until noon or after?
Yeah, I'm going to be going under the knife after, so it'll be in the afternoon. So I have to starve myself, so I can't eat. so maybe I can run my mouth to keep my mind off of food.
Okay, well give me a call at your convenience. I should be pretty open. Frank's going to be here, but for the most part, he's working on stuff that he knows what to do, and I only had to help him a little bit today with a lift. And basically, he's chugging away at my watering system, trying to get the thing up on batteries. What was the number? Okay, let's get back with Rob. Rob, are you still here? You might have fallen asleep with all this.
No, I'm interested. I'm listening. How you doing, Kerry? KC5DTU, KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, KC5DTU. I'm doing well, Rob. How about you? Are you fully retired and got everything going up there?
Well, I guess I'm tired, or I guess you could say retired. No, I think I caught a bit of COVID here. I tested negative, but it's hanging on and doing some strange things. And somebody else that caught it, too, tested positive on his second time, and I never did my second time. So anyway, I'm just staying away from everybody and trying to work on the solar system. I got a lot to do on that, and that's a big priority for me. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, Laura got sick here, and was kind of the reason that I was off air, but we gave her some ivermectin, and boy, I tell you, it's like putting a V8 in a six-cylinder.
Yeah, that's good. No, I was thinking about it, but by the time I figured out what really was going on, it was too late for that to help me out. So I'm doing okay now. KM6SR.
Roger. Well, don't be taking those COVID tests. Those things are loaded. So just do a self-diagnosis if you can. But please don't use any of those kits that they're putting out there.
Yeah, I used an old one that the wife had that she said they sent some, said they were good, so I don't know. Anyway, yep, no, that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing another test, but I can tell the way this is going on, the same as when I got it back at Dayton. The sore throat comes in, and gargling with warm salt water does not do a thing. That's my first hint. And then how it gets your sinuses and the coughing, continual coughing. So that's I'm pretty sure I got. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I don't know what she had, but it started with a headache and her stomach, and boy, she was well, I should say I was a miserable camper because trying to put up with her, but we got her over it, and this stuff, whatever it is that's going around, affects people differently, but it took her a while to beat it.
Yeah, I figured this would be a little while. I haven't had any stomach issues at all. I think there was only one day I didn't taste stuff very good. I'm tasting things really well now. So anyway, we'll just see what happens. Previously, before I started coming down with this, I had missed my vitamin regimen for 2 afternoons in a row, and I think that was my downfall. Over.
Roger. KM6SR, KC5DTU. Yeah, Roger. Well, don't do that. Try and keep the old motor and oil and lubricated and running well to fight this stuff off. But boy, I tell you, I knock on wood, whatever she had, I didn't get, but just trying to take care of her and get her back on her feet there, and I'm glad she is. So it's over and done with.
That sounds good there. Thanks, Gary. Okay, I don't want to take all of Mike's time here. KM6SR, back to net.
Yeah, well, the net's over. I was just going to give you our number. Judy came up with 18.
I came up with 20.
Okay, well, I guess you'll have to look at your printout tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, you know what? One of them was Ken, and we never got him, huh?
Well, I'm sure she should have written Ken down. He was the first one in here when I switched over. His voice was coming out of the speaker, and I said, "That's Ken." We're on 6 meters now, but she might have not written him down. I don't think Judy feels real well tonight. She's gone off already and has been very quiet, so I'm going to have to see if she's feeling okay. She's very quiet, but she's somewhat disturbed by all this financial crap, Gary. So that's why I wanted to come up to speed on it so I can help her understand it. Over.
Roger. Well, tell her not to worry. Just tell her to sleep at ease, and it's all coming to an end, Michael. And all I can say is, knock on wood, I'm glad, and tell her better days are ahead, and the good guys are in control.
I hope so. And hopefully they can control the chaos. I don't think it'll bother us, like I say, up here, but it's still something that just aggravates her and bothers her and bends her. It loads her down with bad thoughts, and I can compartmentalize. I can just shut it off and it's gone, and I don't even think about it, but she gets wrapped up in it. Okay. Listen, Rob, thanks for the help tonight. Aaron, if you're still listening, thank you for this stream and streams, so to speak, and also on the thoughts that you've put together for looking at the 3 rotor controllers. And then we'll get out of here and see some of you tomorrow night. Kerry, we haven't heard you on 1296. Is everything working?
Yeah, Roger, I don't know if you heard me talking with Rob there. Laura was down, Michael, and like I said, when she gets sick, Carrie knows it. And we was just trying to get her up and running well, and then just puttering along. But tell Judy not to worry. I tell you, it's shocking to people to come awake and realize all of the things that our government has been doing to us, and it's a bitter pill to swallow. But just tell her it's going to get better, and the good guys are in control, and better days are ahead. Just tell her to sleep well. I certainly do at night now. I spend a lot of wakeless nights like she did, but now I know what's going on, and everything is happening, and it's going to be all right.
Oh, that's good. Good news. So there you go. All right. Aaron, are you still here?
Yes, sir. I will catch you guys on 1296 tomorrow night, K6USY.
Okay, good evening to you. Good evening, Kerry, and we'll look for your phone call sometime in the morning tomorrow. Anytime after 9 is probably great. We'll be up and done with our, well, I'm not going to do 40 meters tomorrow, so even earlier if you wanted to do it. I won't be on the air on 40 like I normally am in the morning up till about 9 or 9:30. So anytime's good. We'll be up by 8 or 8:30, no question. And we usually sitting out on the patio about that time, so perfect conversation time. 7-3s, guys. Good night, Kerry. Good night, Rob. Hope you sound like you're on the mend there. And we'll see you guys tomorrow one way or the other. KM6SR, KC5DTU, K6USY, and your cohort, K6MYC, will be clear. Good night.
And 6RO.
There you are. Okay, well, now we got 19 checked in here, Rob, 19.
Okay, yeah, I've got 20 now.
Okay, okay, very good. 7-3, and good evening to you, Ken. We're going to get out of here, but we're all done. We checked, we called you and stayed up that way a long time, but I guess you were buried in your tri-tip there.
Yeah, that, and I got engrossed in Craig and Meredith's guitar show tonight. I just forgot. Anyway, high temperature, by the way, was 78, a little bit cooler than yesterday, which is really perfect, 81 degrees. The barbecue. See you on the very high band tomorrow.
The very high band, I like that, 7-3.
Bye.
7-3, Ken, N6RO, KM6SR. Good to hear you in there.
Yeah, Rob, nice to hear you, good and loud.
Are you still in there, Aaron?
I'm here, but whoever just talked, I'm only hearing you through mic system.
Okay, that's me, Kerry, KC5DTU. Yeah, sorry I missed the last ham meeting. I don't know if you heard, I had a 6YL here, but heard that you gave a good presentation there on that spider antenna.
Yeah, if you come to the swap meet next month, I'm actually going to set it up there and be playing around with it. So give some club members some other opportunities to take a look at it.
Okay, where are you going to do that at?
Well, it's on November 9th. The swap meet is down at Larry Lyons' shop. Our normal November swap meet. But I'm going to set up the antenna in the parking lot at the swap meet.
Okay, roger that. I didn't hear the swap meet part in there, and I'm copying you over air. You're a little bit weak, but you're Q5 here, and certainly will. And it sounds like an interesting antenna, so I'm just sorry I missed it at the meeting there.
Very good, Kerry. No worries. Yep, you got to take care of family, so. We'll say 73 and good night. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
KC5, DTU.
Good night, Kerry. Good night, Aaron. KC5, DTU, K6USY, KM6SR, going QRT.
Good night, Rob, and anxious on you. Hurry up on that solar system. Anxious to see it, KC5, DTU.
Yeah, me too, Kerry. Thank you.
You must have turned your antenna, Rob.
Yeah, I turned it back up to get a hold of Ken, then 6RO, and then he checked in, and then I turned it back down to hear you and Kerry. Over.
Very good. Yeah, you're 10 over right now. So, but yeah, you fade out if you're pointed in the wrong direction. So I usually didn't just hear you through Mike's system. But that's all good. So, alrighty. Good night, and good night to everybody on YouTube. K6USY 73.
Yeah, I'm hearing an echo on you.